Hello and welcome to a brand new video podcast with the Freedom Law Clinic. My name is Luke Gittos. I'm the director of the clinic. I founded it in 2015 and I've been a criminal lawyer for 13 years. And this is our podcast, the Freedom Law Forum, debates and dialogues. Each week we will look at issues in law and legal education and explore how we can use legal education to change the world. It would be great if you could subscribe, leave us a review, and if you're interested in our courses and unique learning opportunities, get in contact via our website, freedomlawclinic.org. All right, so this week I wanted to talk about the post office scandal and what I think people in the public and people talking about this in commentary pages and in the newspapers get wrong about this scandal. For those of you who don't know, the post office scandal is one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in legal history. A flawed IT system led to the wrongful convictions of thousands of postmasters, small business owners up and down the country. And this injustice has only really come to public attention following a TV drama. And that's despite the fact that there have been legal cases about this rumbling on and on for a very long time. So we know that between 1995 and 2015, the Post Office aggressively pursued operators of sub-post offices throughout the UK, accusing them of theft, fraud, and false accounting. And all of this was based on information from the Horizon IT system implemented in the late 90s. Unbelievably, the Post Office was aware of the faults in the centralised accounting software from around 2010 onwards, but continued its prosecutions. The scale of this is truly staggering. Around 3,500 branch owners were wrongly accused, with over 900 prosecuted individuals, despite protesting their innocence throughout and highlighting the issues with the software to the Post Office at the time. And of course, the repercussions were enormous. A lot of these post office operators ended up with criminal records, facing punishments ranging from community orders to prison. Financial struggles and bankruptcy. I mean, the toll of this is truly, truly unprecedented. A lot of the discussion around this scandal has focused on, well, isn't it a tragedy that this hasn't been brought to public attention sooner, or why didn't we care about this case sooner? And I think what people need to recognize is that this is not a post office scandal. This is a justice system scandal. This illustrates a deeper problem with the way that we approach the justice system in England and Wales. And I think it's truly a problem about the presumption of innocence. You know, the thing about the sub-postmasters were they weren't particularly attractive. They weren't easy to talk about as victims. They were kind of middle-class business owners, and no one cared about them. No one cared that the system was going wrong, and no one cared that the justice system was rolling out an industrial scale of wrongful convictions. And I think the reason for that is that we've lost sight of what is essential about our justice system, which is that it levels the power of the state against the individual, and it creates a forum in which that combative relationship between the right of the state to prosecute and the right of the individual to defend themselves comes center stage. So when I heard about the level of this and the impact of it and the number of people that have been wrongly convicted, the first thought is, my God, I hope we as defence lawyers are doing our job properly. Because at the end of the day, there were hundreds and hundreds of people who should never have been convicted who were. And if defence lawyers are doing their job at all, that should not happen. I mean, inevitably it can, but it shouldn't. And so for a lawyer, it kind of makes you reflect on your own practice and think, am I doing the absolute best that I can for every single client? And of course, lawyers are human beings, and sometimes that focus slips, or sometimes your commitment to a case can drag. But I suppose the post office scandal for me shows what can happen when people stop caring, when they stop caring about the impact that these proceedings have on people's lives, when they stop caring about the impact of criminal proceedings on the livelihoods of those that the lawyers are supposed to represent. But I think it also shows the best of the justice system in that it is in our gift to correct mistakes when they go wrong. You know, we've seen teams of lawyers working incredibly hard to correct the injustice that has proceeded. A lot of people working pro bono, and I think that is why the pro bono sector is so essential, because it provides a forum through which people who haven't been represented or haven't been represented adequately can have those mistakes corrected. So I don't think this is a post office scandal. This is a justice scandal. And I think anyone entering the legal profession or anyone already in it, has a job to put forward the case for a robust legal system, which recognizes that when someone comes into conflict with the state in the way that defendants do time and time and again, the scales have to be equal. The resources of the state, which are vast, the power to prosecute, which is vast, the power to investigate and bring people before the courts is vast. We need to set those scales correct by doing our job with rigor and diligence. And of course, we're human beings. Of course, we make the mistakes that we will make. But the one thing we try and train our students in every day at the Freedom Law Clinic is to go above and beyond in caring about the stakes that they're litigating, in caring about the human lives that they're working on, in recognizing that behind every file is a human being who's trusted you with their life. The stakes couldn't possibly be higher. So if we're going to learn one thing from the post office scandal, it's not necessarily the specific problems with the IT system or the problem at the post office that led to this being perpetrated for so long. It's that our justice system has to be more humane, and it has to recognize the stakes that it's dealing with. That's the real scandal behind what's happened at the post office. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. And if you want to find out more about the Freedom Law Clinic, get in touch via our website at freedomlawclinic.org.